My name is Dr. Willie Brooks, Sr., your host, and this is Community Forum. This evening, we're talking with a person is back because of public demand. Elder Willie Brooks, a community activist. And we are happy that you have taken time from your busy schedule to be with us, and we wish that you would call a few neighbors to make sure that you get a chance to see this show. Along with us, our ratings have gone sky high since we have a co-host, Tyra Thomas, a veteran, a co-host from Detroit, Michigan. As a matter of fact, our guest is also locally from Waukegan area, but Ray spent a lot of time in Detroit, so they will have a lot in common in talking about what's happening in the Detroit area. So thank you again, and we're going to start off by thanking Brother Elder Willie Brooks.
Yeah, correct.
No kin. And we also, and thank you, Tyra.
Thank you, sir.
For coming and spending time with us.
My pleasure.
As I told my guests, my viewers, my ratings have gone sky high.
Okay.
We want to thank you very much.
Move right along.
Well, let's start off by asking Elder Willie Brooks. We've been, last time you were here, the last couple of times, we were talking about solutions and problems locally. But you are a nationwide community activist. Now, I want you to tell us about the nationwide community activity.
Well, it's about, I thank you, both of you, for having me here tonight. Man, it's a strange place to be. I got two activists on both sides of me, so I'm in the middle of this. I'm going to be myself.
You're well protected.
Yeah, I'm going to tell protected. But I see it as, end times. Okay. It's right now, it's chaos everywhere you go. The Bible speaks of the last days, and we're in the last days. We was in a love affair for the last 7 years. We've been in a love affair with America. Everything is smooth. We've been going on. Everybody getting a job. But now we didn't realize we don't like it's the have and the have-nots. The have-nots in America see it from a different view than the haves. The haves can ride down the street, do what they want to do. The have-nots still catching what they was in 2006. Before we got a new liberal president. So now it's the same system that we have back in the, it's the have and have-nots. It's the time, it's all around the country, not in Chicago, not just New York, but all around, in small areas like North Chicago and area. But we have the have and not. We live in two cities, but we see the city from two different views.
We're talking about problems and solutions, but what progress have we made? Or are we making any progress?
Well, the people, the United States people, are the community, the minority community, or are we talking about Are we talking about solution for the country? Are we talking solution for minorities? Because minorities haven't really moved.
Well, there are people who might argue with you on
that.
Well,
we consider what we call a minority.
Okay, so why don't we find out, Sir, Mr. Brooks, Reverend Brooks, Elder Brooks?
Yeah, Brother Willie, come on.
Brother Willie,
yeah.
Okay. What do you consider a minority?
Minority is a person, minority, we used to say minority because of economics of color or racial.
Okay.
Now we say economics because minorities, we can throw a lot of people in as minorities because we got the Mexicans, Asians, Russians, all the people are Americans.
Okay.
They still Americans, they minority. We call ourselves minority because we think we've been here for so long as Afro-Americans. And we entitled to something because we was here first. Before for inflection of all these immigration people came in. Before it was just mostly black and white. And we had the racial thing in the 60s and all, it was black and white. But since then, in the 2000s, we have integrated more people into America, and now they're in because they're still Americans. Once they're in here, they're Americans. So now they break in your house, they own your house.
So when you refer to they, who is they that are breaking?
They are the people who as we are Afro-Americans, when we black, Negroes, all other names.
I guess that's what I want to stop right there.
We was minority.
Well, African Americans.
Then after that, after Americans, then it came. it got more and more Spanish people came in, and they got now you got fluctuation of Asians and Russians, and so all of them call themselves America. So we call ourselves, we don't have no origin nation.
But so I guess we can all agree, Dr. Brooks, that the country is made up of all minorities. Because America is made up of migration. Correct? So everyone has migrated here except Native Americans who were already here. Would you agree with that? Right. So we're all minorities. Okay.
But in the system say they call us minorities because they have a white world and a minority world. And so for so long in history, we have been a minority.
Okay.
When you look at the voting system, all that, they talk about minority. They classify that. That's not me. They have classified us the minority vote and the minority. So I'm just saying what I read.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for clarifying.
But yeah, I'm just clarifying.
It won't be too long before the majority will be minorities. As a matter of fact,
yes, it's already happening.
Yeah,
it's already happening.
Yeah, I think that the Hispanics are something like 46%, and my son was just telling me by 2025 they will be the majority. Okay. At the pace that they're reproducing.
Yeah. Well, you know, in our area, we have mostly Hispanics. But if you go in other parts of the country, it's mostly Asians and Russians have taken over America.
Oh.
Asians are more dangerous than we are. Spanish people mostly gonna do hands. You know, they here. We see them here in Illinois and South Carolina like that. When you go on the West Coast, it's Asians. You go on the coast, it's Asians. Asians are deal with technology and things like that. Spanish people are more work hands-on people, work clean, do hands-on, most low-skill jobs.
Well, that's changing, and as an educator, I can tell you that there are a lot of Hispanics now are going to college, pursuing. As a matter of fact, I went to a conference recently for charter schools, and they are starting their own charter schools. We have professional ball players. I know the radio station, Dr. Brooks, that you work at, didn't a Hispanic group buy that?
Bought the AM.
They bought the AM. Yeah. And so politically, they're no longer, it's just like with African Americans. At one time, we were the labor, and now they used to be labor, but they are definitely elevating themselves as well.
So I'm looking at it like this, okay, what do you do? They have another country to go to. We say we Africans, but we have no other country to go to.
That's true.
Because Africans come here, they no longer, they keep their origin, they keep their African. Africans don't have nothing to do with American blacks. Afro-American and black Africans have nothing to do with one another.
I agree.
I mean, they stay in their own culture, they stay in their own neighborhood. So where do we have to go? We were born and raised here. This is the only country we know. We started at 1% black, Afro-American. But what do we have to call home? They have Ireland to call home. They have France to call home. They have Puerto Rico to call home.
Mexico.
They have everywhere to call home. What do we call home? So we are really Americans. Right. But now we've been overlooked and passed over because we weren't educated.
Well, now, as an educator, I tend to disagree with you. I think that would have been true maybe in 1600, 1700, but since 1950s or the 1900s, we've all had an opportunity to be educated.
Oh, opportunity.
Okay, we have had it. The Brookses, for example, just not to put you on the spot, Dr. Brooks, but I do that all the time, even when I'm not in your presence. That's like 3 generations of college graduates. Okay, and my family, there's my grandmother, my mother, us. We're 3 or 4 generations of blacks. So to say that we didn't have education, we have had an opportunity to go to school, whether it be a historical black college or a university like Northwestern, where you met your wife, but we've had it. Now, for those of us who choose not to exercise our right to have an education, that's one thing. But the education has been available to us at least since 1954.
Okay, Brother Willie, why is there so much apathy among, well, you say minorities, but say African Americans, apathy in the local community about non-participation in community activities and school activities and so forth to get that education?
What you had a period in life where the man left the house. And one single mom, they put her in the category as a single mom. Okay, they had housing, public housing.
Yes.
They placed them in public housing. It put a stigma on me. Come out of public housing, clean, you mop, do all this. You still go to school. You got an opportunity to go to school. But you interact with so many people who didn't want nothing. You know, most of the time you come out of the South, you ate the leftovers of what the pig had left over.
That's true.
So you get that mindset of the mindset when you come into the northern, back and then you come in the north, you had that mindset. But the world owed me something. Your parents and his parents seen the world owe nothing. I see I'm mopping Johnny's throat. Pretty soon my kids will never mop Johnny's throat.
That's true.
But many of them now, as you go into the man out the house when they say, man, so many of them stayed home, they paid them more money to watch TV and watch the soap opera. And the more babies you had, the more money. But we don't get catch the man in the house. So we got dysfunctional family.
I see.
And with dysfunctional family, the mama couldn't run everything, but the grandmama, they couldn't run everything. So now we got a dysfunctional family. Dysfunctional family goes from generation to generation. And you know what I'm saying? So a lot of them have never seen, they saw the opportunity, but who you associate with becomes you.
I see.
You know, and so you hang around juke joints and Saturday night party and mop all clothes, and on Saturday night, so you don't really care. And then you're not around anybody that sell to be, like if a pastor's dumb and he don't know nothing but chicken dinners, then you only gonna have a chicken dinner in church. But if you have a pastor, a leader who you sell to be to follow, you have to have somebody you see, you touch.
I see.
We didn't have television back then. We only sell when we seen what we had. Mahalia Jackson. The guy came out, catfish and all. You know, we had all that stuff that made us want to win a conk in our hair. We wanted to be like them. We didn't understand what they was.
Right.
We wanted to be somebody. We didn't understand the culture of the person.
I see.
We wanted to wave our hair. We wanted to do everything to be the culture.
I see.
So most of us didn't have educated people. We had people come in the neighborhood with slick hair, drink all the week, and curse. So we had the atmosphere of chaos.
I see.
And we thought chaos was supposed to be barbecue, get the fight and all that. So we had that. So a lot of us don't know anything else. We go in and work for people who we want to be like, but we didn't understand the culture of them.
I see.
So then we didn't look at our culture. When we fought for our culture to vote, now we don't vote.
Yes.
We have opportunity. The door is open. You have 7 days to vote. You don't vote. Then you holler when after you vote. I don't like every Republican.
That's true.
But we have opportunity.
That's true.
Like you saying before, with education, you have to have opportunity to vote. We didn't. When I was coming along, I didn't have an opportunity. People who my age didn't have opportunity to vote in the South. I was able to vote in the North, but in the South you couldn't vote. Remember, they fought to vote and all this. Now, opportunity is there, but if you don't, sometimes you got to lead people by the hand to see them the opportunity. Now, when jobs got out, people, man, I need to go to school with higher education. I thought high school education was the limit. I go to high school, I work at Abbott, 20 years, gonna pay me good, but they didn't realize they didn't know nothing. So they went to Abbott and they worked on the line for 20 years. They come out with but they don't know nothing. If Abbott closed, enough, they know nothing else.
I see.
Do we need, I'm trying to look at a solution. Do we need a black leader? I'm serious because in the South we had the ministers were leaders, right? And then we had the Dr. Martin Luther King. We had, of course, we had Jesse Jackson back then. And so now maybe we're wasting too much time looking for a black leader. Well, no, I take that back. We do have a president of the United States.
I was going to ask you about that. I was waiting on that, Dr. Brooks.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to discover that.
I'm go there. I ain't go there. I'm not going to go there.
So we got it, but what are we looking for now?
Well, we're looking for self-purpose.
We said we can back up now.
We're looking for self-purpose. No, we're looking for self-purpose. We wanted to be included. We wanted to come in the house and sit down.
Okay.
We were so glad to get in the house and sit down. I get a car, live in a neighborhood in Gurnee. I can lock my door. I don't have to live in the hood no more. And see what God orchestrated the family.
Okay.
Every other nationality, you see they stay in the family. The Italians stay in the family, Jews stay in the family. We hate the family. Me and you both be family. I moved to Gurnee, you don't, oh man, he think he big time. But now I need the family. It's something in the family God put in the family. If something happened in the family, it must be in the family because no matter what happens, they all stay with the family. Okay. You look at the Spanish people, they stay with the family. They don't kick them out and say, oh, he ain't nothing but a drunk. He's still the family. We disqualify people because they don't do the way we say they do. No, we don't need no leader. No, we got a leader. You're not president of the whole country, whole world. It's a black man. Okay. And we hadn't advanced a bit. Okay. We advanced now. We realize that we ain't advanced. We still get pulled over, beat down. We still don't own no stores. We don't own no department stores. I'm saying we have a few.
Right, I understand.
I'm not saying none. I'm talking majority. If you go in Waukegan right here, you go in the Spanish neighborhood, you got a Spanish store, you got all the stuff you need, Spanish car lot. We didn't look at the big picture. We don't want to just want to sit down. Well, I want to sit down and eat in restaurants. You spending my food. I don't care. I want to eat. I'm in here eating.
Money only turns over maybe not one time in the black community.
Well, when we had communities, see, when Joaquin was in the 60s, in the 50s and 60s, they had a black community.
Okay.
We owned our barbershop, we owned our pharmacy, we owned our cleaners, we owned everything on the south side of Joaquin.
Even Market Street.
Yeah, always
all the way to the left.
always owned.
You got
by own. We traded.
all types of
we
business.
traded money. We spent money with each other.
So why did they sell? Why did they sell the businesses?
Integration.
Integration caused them to sell their businesses?
See, when they move up from the lake, moved up to Sheridan Road,
Yeah.
they moved to Utica Street, they kept moving west.
Well, integration made us want more
I see.
and want to separate ourselves from what our history was. Everybody else get over here, they keep their history together. The Hispanics, the Italians, everybody shop with their own. They shop with their own. We don't shop with our own. Every store, every city, I've been all over the United States lately. In every corner, every store is an Arab person to own the store.
It's true.
I go through every neighborhood. After you get through shouting, jumping around all church, and all the sweat comes, you got to go pop from somebody who don't like your God.
Okay.
Now, so something's crazy about this. So it's got to be a system. Because if you travel now, even down in Mississippi, Alabama, every hotel and motel is owned by a person out of America, but not, who came here in the last 10 years. So where we stand, where's the fight? Why the people angry? Why they locked in a cage? They give them unfair education. They give them no business. They tell you, we got a prison, you go to job, you say, I'm going to give you a job. Now, I used to pay a guy $100 to wash my car. Now I got to work a $5 job. And I don't know how to act in the factory. So you lump us all together when everybody else is lumped individually.
So do you think that is a stigma perhaps underlying for the temperament in the country today? I mean, we've got demonstrations in Atlanta, California,
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., Chicago,
Yeah.
New York. We had a good meeting here in our city last Thursday. And one of the things the mayor, David Hood, and the chief of police said, we're not going to demonstrate in the streets. If you all have a question, let's ask it here. That worked in North Chicago. It would be nice to see that work across the country, where we don't have to take to the streets. But the chief of police was there, for example. He was there. Our police officers were there. The mayor was there. David Hood organized this. He brought the community together. I went home that night and turned on the news, and I saw people laying in the streets.
Yeah.
And so the mayor said, we don't have to lay on the street in North Chicago. I thought the news should have been there to cover that. North Chicago looked wonderful last Thursday. We looked fabulous. We would have been a role model for the rest of the country.
Well, Gloria Carr, the mother of Darren Dagwood, Hannah, could have caused a disruption.
But she didn't.
But she didn't.
She didn't.
She requested that the NAACP stay out of it and so
Yes.
forth. And
Yes.
we didn't have that disruption.
I think North Chicago has set an example for the country. I think it's unfortunate that the news didn't cover that they didn't cover the thing with Mrs. Carr to show how well we handled adversity. We were upset,
it's
but we didn't
It's a
go out
strategic
there.
plan. I mean, the president said, I was in Detroit. I was looking for it right in my book. I was in Detroit about 6 months ago. An article was in the Detroit paper, really caught my eye. Because the president said, it said exact same words this article said 6 months ago. We don't want Joe back in Detroit. I'm going to restock Detroit back with foreign people, Asians, and people who know how to, we check them out and find they know how to run small businesses. They're going to come here, they're going to be skilled workers, they know how to work, they've been taught how to work. We want them, we're going to restock, we're going to have a certain visa to bring them in and a visa to bring them into Detroit and restock Detroit with people.
Restock Detroit.
Restock Detroit with people.
Okay,
Like a tank.
Right, I understand.
The president said the other night, we're going to restock America with the same thing, he used the same word. We want skilled workers. We sound out foreign people do business better than the people in America, and we want them to come in and run businesses. That's what the president said the other night. When he showed he wanted the immigration law. He said, we done a study and found out they know how to operate business, they prosper in business. They don't come to tear America up. See what I'm saying? It look like me and you and I go try to get a business or something, and they see us riding on the street. Why nobody want to do business with me? But if I'm Hispanic or just got here and I own a business, I don't never start no trouble. I got my neighborhood clean. I keep my house. I keep my yard. I got my house. My yard clean night. I'm always everybody in the house going out working. And who they want? Me or you? Me or them? They want them, so they restocking. So what they're doing now is allowing what they're gonna do with the ones they got here.
Well, I don't think we want to say that blacks have no value in this
I'm
country.
I'm just saying how the system have already set it up. They don't want us back in. They want skilled workers. If they'll give you uneducated, they don't give you quite the quality education. I was out there marching on when they had the kids out of school 2 months for a whole month.
And what
a whole month. Now you get a kid out of school a whole month. He already ain't getting the right he ain't getting the right education, and he got a whole month, and now he. I mean, it's minority. It was Hispanics and white and Afro American who mostly go to Joaquin school. 10% white. So I'm saying, hey, I'm not asking about who's right and wrong, but these kids ain't got no book in their hand and whole.
Well, you know, Elder Brooks, maybe that's where we should start. Because we have, and I hear you, and I hear your passion, and I hear your concern, and I understand that, and that's where we are in this country right now. Many people are reflecting the same passion that you have. They're tired of this, but it has got to start with the children. Okay. So if we don't start sending our kids to school and making sure, why is Johnny laying in bed at 9 o'clock? You know that he's in school at 7:30. So if we as parents don't say, get up and take him to school, you know, if we don't say to them when they come home, as parents, where's your homework? Let me see if I can help you with homework. And if I can't go to help, let me go talk to your teacher, have your teacher explain it to me, and I'll explain it to you. We have to take a certain amount of responsibility.
But see, what happened is so much chaos in the hood.
Okay.
The mama got the mama and daddy drama. The daddy, she went laid up with the man, and she think he love her. He want to be a daddy. He just got hot one night. So what I'm saying is, it ain't no family structure there. And I love you. I went to the club that night. You jumped in and you went to bed with you. So me and the baby now, I'm fighting over Johnny, and so she got all this drama in her head. So it's hard for her to try to get the boy to go to school because she got drama.
But as a minister, Dr. Brooks did mention moments ago that in the past, in the 60s, it was the ministers who led our community. Because we really, you know, I mean, I'm happy to say I have 2 or 3 degrees. We all have degrees up here. But had it not been for my parents, your parents, grandparents, you know, who didn't walk that walk, okay, and I mean walk the walk. They weren't violent. You know, they did it, just like they're doing it now, they did it peacefully. So they did their job. So now I think it's left on us to do our job. So as a minister,
there's no respect for God, there's no respect for the minister, because the ministers half of them ain't ministers. They get a ticket and say it's God is out of it. They don't reflect nothing on God. I mean, what I'm saying, we had the basic of God. We honored the house of God. We have respect. Okay, how bad you was, you honored the house of God.
Absolutely.
Now they have no honor for nobody. They'll honor you as an older person. Here's a lady coming down the street. They'll steal what their parents steal. So no, it's still respect.
Yes.
You have respect for yourself.
Yes.
You have respect for your mom. Because you hear kids cussing their mama out, talking to you. So there's no respect in the house. I believe it's because they took the man out. There was no voice for one boy. When they go to jail, they stay up, they get in line, they don't know when to eat. We never need the voice of a man because evidently they don't have the voice of a woman. She get weak and she bow to them and they get away. Half the kids run their mama's house. They're 15 years old. You be seeing them, man, I don't know. I wasn't raised like that. But now we're in a generation right now. There's so much information available. My 6-year-old grandkids got a computer like mine. They own it. So their mama can raise them so much, but the rest of them getting up. The school give them a computer like this, and they can go in the world with it. They can go. They go out. You watch a cartoon now. It's not about the monkey rat following the horse or something. There's all kinds of perverted stuff on there. On the cartoon Saturday morning, go tell your teacher.
That's true.
So now you're dealing with a world system that have no value, have no standard.
I see.
There's no standard.
So can we bring that, I mean, as a minister, can we bring it back through the church? I mean, and the problem there is, you had a show on this a few months ago, Dr. Brooks, on kids not going to church. Okay? We're not going to, so we're not taking them to church. I mean,
they don't go to church. We want to go minister. We want to take churches and go all over Africa. Africans know more church than us. We want minister in our own neighborhood. You don't see nobody but Church of Joy go out and grab the kids with single mom who on drugs, who have low self. Most women have babies young, they have low self-esteem. They wait on a man to tell them they look good. They want a man to tell them they make a man excitement. So they have low self-esteem. We don't give them we don't give them a higher self-esteem because we keep them in that same have and have-nots.
Well, Tara mentioned about the ministers, and I had mentioned before too about the ministers. Okay. In the church now, you got very few youth in the church. I know ours, we can count the number of youth, and we used to have a place full of many programs for youth. But now you see the pastors talking about having basketball in the church to bring the kids in, have a gymnasium, and so forth. And they talking about rappers, bring rapping in the church, and so that would encourage the kids to come to church. Can you imagine that? Bringing the outside world into the church.
Yes.
Now we get them to church. Then
You can't reach them with that old mentality.
okay.
Kids now, everything is visible now. Like you see, I got that. Everything is right now. I can put up yesterday's news, tomorrow's news.
Okay.
Now kids, young people now are more advanced than we were. We live 40, 50 years. They're advanced. They got it right in their hand. So now they don't want to hear that old, we don't know what they're talking about. What I'm saying, you got to reach them where they're at. They had no home training. The foundation, like you said, the foundation is not there. The foundation of God is the foundation. They have no grandmothers in the house, no grandfathers. All the grandfathers still want to be pimps and stuff. They run around and still want to be looking good.
We know the problems now. What about solutions? What about solutions?
So you have to,
all right.
I'm no problem. Okay. I'm going right now here. How do we reach the men and the young people? The young people, the thing is, you have to bring the rap. You got to bring something to get them in there. You got to bring something, and they're going to hear about the deacon meeting at 8 o'clock, and they serving the
Or you go clean them up, like you go fishing, you get a fish, you come back, you catch it and bring them, and clean them up.
The Bible says you got to meet them where they at. I got to meet them where they at. I can't be all me, and they can't let them be all them. I got to have God in me to meet them where they at. Now, I jump out of the car some days and pray for guys and get them saved out on the street. Now, what I'm saying, I ain't trying to get them clean. The Bible told me to clean them up and make them take Jesus the Lord. I gave them on the street and pray for them. Right way, but look in there.
If they don't come to Bible study and Sunday school,
my job is first wake them up. They dead. I stopped the girl on the street in Chicago and prayed over the dope she had in her hand, and told her she ain't gonna make it high. She cried. I said, "You're not gonna. This dope will not make you high."
The youth let's go to it now.
Yeah, go on.
They've been left dead in the street.
Well, we have
the youngster left dead for 4 hours before someone even,
we have people,
it's all over the country now. We got demonstrations and so forth. We don't have it here, but it's all over the country. Demonstrations. We're losing our youth.
Well, it's not the police killing them. It's killing each other.
That's true.
It's black on black crime.
Well,
now, we can talk about the police.
Black on black crime, the black go to jail.
That's true.
Black on black. Black go to jail.
Yeah.
But when a police kill a black, they go right back in the street again.
Well, I mean,
The grand jury will let him.
His check got the same, come from the same place the judge check come from. Both of them got a check signed by the same person. Now, how you gonna kill me? Devil can't cast the devil out. Devil can't cast the devil. The check, police check, is signed by the same people. The judge check, the county governor.
Okay.
Now, you can't. They can't kill each other. So we don't vote. We don't get people in there of God. We don't care. We want to get about the president.
What about Ferguson? Even when the election came up, the last election, people ran unopposed. They still didn't vote. They didn't get the message.
Well, I'm telling you now, we do a lot of talking on these shows. Solution is we got to go to the polls. You talking about the black churches. The black church, the black pastor don't even talk to the black pastor on the same street.
So you're saying...
So unity got to come. If I don't see you the man of God, I talk about him. I'm talking about him. He got church down. I'm the man. The church ain't no good. But my kid here, she didn't see. We ain't even together. Why we gonna come in that gang and we already in gang?
So Elder, so you're saying basically the black society, and I say black because
we talking about
right. Yeah. I'm from America.
Yeah.
I've never been to Africa. Okay, I'm a black American. So as a black American, do you think that the society's just become apathetic? They just
right now, man. We in a place now where we know. I mean, we say a black lives mean something, but as I read, I got a thing in my note. But most of the jails are privatized now.
Okay. Absolutely.
So
that's
they're
absolutely
privatized.
true.
So it's big money.
And there you go.
So it's a new form of slavery. We uneducated. We keep people uneducated. They got two moves to make. They're holding tank for the jail.
Okay.
It's a holding tank for the jail system, prison system. The private jails have to have 95%
occupancy
to keep them running.
That's right.
So now they're on the Wall Street, they're on everywhere. All of them is paying is get dividends off the jail society. So now our people who've been here all our lives, if I go apply for a job right now and they say, Brother Willie, you 60 years old. We found out you did something. You was 20. We didn't give you that job. You found it. Wait a minute. Here come somebody from who just got in America. Okay. They come out of a small town out of Mexico. They don't have no technology. They robbed 5, 10, killed 10 people. They give him a job because he have no background. I mean, it's the way the law works. They know me because I've been here. Okay. So they tell me I can't get a job.
Well, I think that is one of the things the immigration law is trying to address. I mean, I hear exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I think we understand that. But they're trying, we're not saying that we want bad citizens here. If we couldn't have, if there was a way to get blacks who are bad committing crime, we'd get rid of them.
Yeah.
America doesn't want criminals. We don't want your criminals, okay? We want the people who are going to add to technology. We want good citizens like yourself. We want those, whether they be Hispanic, Russian, black, Yugoslavian, whatever, okay? The problem is that you're right. The cartel is very big in Waukegan, in this part of the country. Yeah. So we need to get rid of that. But there are other sectors of people who are good citizens who we would mind living next door to. Would you agree with that?
And actually, the main thing, what I'm seeing right now is that you right now your water bill high.
Yes.
Your water bill high.
Yes.
You can't go down if you're a renter. You can't go downtown and talk to your water bill.
If you're a renter.
If you're a renter,
a
can't talk to you. Right. You're a homeowner. Only one they tell you go get the homeowner.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't own nothing. Solution: ownership.
That's true.
Solution: how to stop all this stuff? Own your own community. If you own the whole journey, Waukegan, own your own, shop with your own. We own people.
But now, see what you're saying. I want you to see that.
You got solutions. You got to start with ownership.
That's what you need to hear. We need to start doing it for ourselves. And stop waiting for someone to come and do it for us. Because no one's doing it for these other minority groups you've talked. They brought themselves up. So it is time that we bring ourselves up. It's overtime.
We teach our children about jobs. Go get your job. We don't teach them about starting the craft. Where your creativity, where you creating, what you creating. Maybe you think, when you beat them, tell them don't do it, that maybe they answer to their purpose.
Don't other groups help out their own?
Yes. Much, and they live together in groups. Sometimes, and you know this, sometimes there'll be 5 or 6 families in a 2-bedroom apartment.
In 1-bedroom apartment, I've seen them apartment.
But they work together
to
build an income and to branch out from that. Now, why we didn't get that? Well, one of the problems is, if you think about it, African Americans, if you came in after 1877 when Reconstruction was over, we weren't together, okay?
We lived together.
And so then we spread out, and they were like, well, now you're free. Free to do what? Where are you going to go? Where they worked together as a unit from the beginning. Now, I'm not going to use that as excuse. That's over 150 years ago. We need to move on.
Go back in the 40s, 50s. Something from down south. We came here. All the one got a job here at Johnson Motors, Johnson Manville, and the other they sent for the other one. The other one come. That's how we did. That's how this area got to be like it is. Now, we don't talk to another one because they don't have nothing. Once I get me a car, a nice car and a job, I don't shoot my house. Let the family union. I'm not even going to family union if you're there. If you ain't living a lifestyle, I think you ought to live. See, we dictate what our family supposed to look like because we made it through. We went to college. My nephew went to college. I ain't dealing with that rap. He may steal my vase, and the vase ain't got no back. I ain't did nothing to me, but I heard perception of him through what I believe.
Don't forget about the political aspects too, because if you're not, if you're not Republican in this county, then you don't progress. We have one African American judge in the county. Okay,
what?
one African American judge, Judge Bridges. He's
Republican, ain't he?
Yeah. Okay, that's what I say. You got to be Republican.
He tried to run as a Democrat, but they wouldn't get him. They put other men against him.
Yeah.
They turned all the black people against the black man.
That's
the Democrat.
And then the prosecuting attorney, he may have 4 blacks in
but you got to think about. See, we had to look at. But we had to look at Lake County. We look at Lake County from the water. I'm looking at Lake County from outer.
Okay.
If you look at the county, you talking about Round Lake, you talking about all. You got to look at the county. We only a small dot in the county.
Okay.
When you look at the county, I ain't talking about that small dot.
I meet my affirmative action goals because I take a county-wide.
Yeah, well, you got the county. You got the county view.
I'm
talking about you keep riding out there. You gonna man, what happened to Walker Hill? They building out there, they doing business out there. And they ain't worried about you. So your point, most of us, I'm saying we don't vote. We used to live in one district where we could have power. Now we scattered out.
That's true.
So I'm weakened. When I scatter, I weaken. Okay. I weaken my vote. I weaken my vote. I weaken my voice. I weaken everything. For other way, I give them power by myself. I weaken my voice.
Coalition to reduce recidivism. the person gets out of incarceration, he go out in the community, what does he have? But so he can't go back to his home they came from, the projects and so forth, because he violates probation, you know.
Or they're being torn down.
So they've been, so right, Mary Jones. So he's going to do the things, violates probation, he's back in jail again.
Well, it's a setup. I'm telling you, it's like drug program.
How you gonna reduce?
When they're seeing a drug program, 8 out of 10 people go to drug program. They know they're coming back. The system is for them to come back.
Okay.
The jail system, 9 out of 10, they go 9 for to come back.
Okay.
They tell you, go, well, you been looking for a job? Yeah, I've been looking. Well, I let my Spanish friend, he got a job. He wasn't in jail, but I was walking with him, but they say I had a felony 10 years ago. So where he gonna get a job at? Because I had a bad driving record. I got some on my record. I'm an ex-felon, ex-whatever. I don't get a job. But here come a guy coming to America and can't even speak English. He get a job because somebody threw the application out for him.
Wow.
Well, I think in terms of recidivism, I agree with you that that's just a continuing, a revolving door. And we're spending $40,000+ per individual in prison,
per year,
and we don't want to spend $15,000 to educate a child. Right. So I think we've got that switched over. And you're right, it's privatized. So maybe if we start paying $15,000 for a prisoner and don't make it so comfortable for him, and let's put in $40,000 to educate him, maybe the system will change.
Well, most of them in jail are educated. They just got caught.
Well, they
educated. They got caught. But see, the thing is, as I was saying at your citizenship meeting, we lump everybody together as a criminal.
Okay.
Only thing keeping me and you out of jail is because we ain't got caught. Everybody is a criminal some kind of way. They taxes, they white collar, in some kind of way you done did something wrong. One day you can be stopped, and next thing you know, your whole life turns
So you're
around.
saying everyone is a criminal?
Everybody got some kind of wrong and sins in somebody. It's just the ones that got caught. Here's a guy running operation.
Everybody got baggage, right?
Here's a guy running operation. Ain't been to school. Mama don't drug. Daddy don't drug. Ain't never had no parents. He run a multi-million-dollar drug ring. You know how to cut the dope, put the dope on the corner, he shoot out, run the whole. Never been to MIT. Never been all. And so they catch him. They lock him up, and kill his mind, cause he coming against my son, who I sent to MIT. He didn't learn all that on natural ability. The natural ability. So you lock him in, then you give him a job when you get out. Hey, man, you work out. I'm going to get you a job at labor ready at $5. Man, I can't work. I went in jail. I was making $2,000, $5,000 a day. Now I got to wash my car. So now you lump me all together. But have we anything to keep the creativity so they can create something? They can create that and cut the drugs and do all that, sell prostitution all out of the street mind. What would happen if they got education with that mind? Start teaching about stocks and bonds.
And maybe that's where we need to take them.
We need to take them. That's a solution. I'd like to take a group down to the where they do stocks down, commodities down in Chicago.
NASDAQ.
Yeah, when they're 13. When they're 13. Take a group boy at 13 down and give them, see them another. See, you only see, if I would, all I see the drug dealer, all I see my uncle drinking on Saturday night, all I want to go and be is drunk on Saturday night and have a lot of women. That's all I want to be. But if I see them and you can see themselves in that stock room, making all that and giving the numbers of what they really making, then they strive for it. They're 13. So you can't get them at 18, 17, they've already been through that valley. At 15, they get hot or something, they go crazy. Something goes on, they about 50.
But you know what, now and education addresses this because there is a school here on the Navy base, Great Lakes. Well, Great Lakes is still North Chicago, right?
Yeah,
okay,
right.
I know people call it Great Lakes, but I still think it's North Chicago. All right, and in Learn 6, they do just what you're saying. They have stockbrokers. It's Learn 6. It's right here in our community.
Okay.
And by the way, that school CEO is a black man.
That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's African American. Yeah. He's black. All right, I think he lives in Chicago, but he's a black man. He has a school out here.
There's 4 schools in Chicago.
Right. More than that, I think he's on his 9th one now. But at any rate, this is a black man. Now, he does have Ivy League background. Yeah. You know, he's been to Yale, where all those schools.
Yeah, but
Brown,
come back
Brown. Right, and he's doing that. But now what he has done is what you just said. These kids are faced with professionals every day. All right, he brings in stockbrokers when they're in 3rd and 4th grade. He brings in bankers to show you can be a banker. So you can say, you know, you can take this brain that you have to know how to cut this drugs. Well, why don't we learn how to be a chemist? Okay, and work for Kraft Food or work for ConAgra. So when you hear that every day, then you get ready to go to high school. Hopefully you're going to a high school that's college pretorial that's going to continue that influence in you, that's changing that mindset. And that's why I'm saying to you, I think the change has got to start here. Some of these kids are older. We may have to let that group go. I'm not suggesting we throw them away, but we may have to focus our concentration on these younger kids where they can meet a Reverend Brooks,
Yeah.
a Dr. Brooks, and they can see, you know what, I can go up and I can touch him, and he's in my community. I can actually see him. I can meet a doctor, and maybe I can be a doctor.
Yeah.
But some, like you said, we didn't have television.
You don't do what you
know?
see.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right. And
You
most
come with
kids will do more of what they see than what they hear.
Yeah.
So when they see it in action, and so where there are blacks who come back in the community who are doing positive things. There's a commander or something at the Navy. He's African American. So you know, I'm not saying don't go into the service, but I'm saying go into the service as an officer instead of just going right in there. Go to West Point. Graduate and become a lieutenant captain. Go to the U.S. Navy Academy, you know, in Annapolis, and be an officer. You know, be a general, be another Colin Powell.
Your association stops you from elevation.
Yes.
When you were teaching at Daisy's Resource Development Center, you used to bring in
All the time.
all Black Americans,
Yes.
you know, that have exceeded.
So you said
And,
the church should do that? Should
It
church
wouldn't hurt.
bring in?
It wouldn't
Should the
hurt.
church
Well,
bring? Should the church
well, why
bring in
not? Yeah.
professional people and to bring the
Yeah.
give the kids the opportunity of playing basketball? Only one out of me gonna make basketball, but I'm
Amen.
saying to give them the desire to learn.
Well,
We're
educators.
trying to talk about solution. Give them find the ideas of ways to give them a desire to learn. Because
You're right.
in the 21st century,
You're right.
I got out and but they bring all the Chinese in the schools right now. In the colleges, Chinese they're paying their own way, but they're getting ready for the 21st century multicultural society. It's not going to be America this time. It's going to be multicultural
It is.
society.
And we even have a class now called multicultural
Yeah.
class that we teach. But you're right, but we've got to get past the black, the white, the
Oh, that's
Mexican.
wrong.
We've got to get past that. We've got to get past these titles and realize what you're saying. America's going to be multicultural the next 30, 40 years. It's going to be a multicultural. People are going to be brown.
Well.
We're going to be brown, okay? I mean, everybody is mixing up with everybody.
So what we
okay?
do to have-nots? What we dump them at?
But do you agree, Eldred, that there is always going to be a have-not?
It always we have-not. But what are we going to do with them in America right now?
Yeah, the
And the
Bible
end
say the poor will be with you always.
What we do
Always.
to have-nots right now?
The best you can.
Well, not in that great number, you know.
I mean, well, I'm saying we got chaos in St. Louis, we got chaos in New York, we got chaos people watching markets and all that. But really, it's already this stuff didn't just happen.
A lot of those people are not deprived. A lot of those people are people, blue, white collar, who got involved in it. A lot of those kids laying out there, they were white children.
Well,
I mean, white young people
but I'm
laying
not saying,
out there.
but
They're
it's
not
still,
deprived.
but it's still, it's the have and the have-nots. The haves are not paying attention. The have-nots just woke up. This is happening to us. We know, as me as a black man, I know it's been happening for years.
So what is the solution?
Okay.
Solution is be more educated of what's going around you.
Okay.
Know how to deal with situations when they arise.
Okay.
Because camera's not going to do it. I mean, these guys stress all around, but the have and the have-not. But technology is more and more people going to be have-nots.
Okay.
But we want what the have.
Yes.
So we really like to build a fence around, like doing the urban cities now. They build a wall around the inner city, the downtown area, and the rest of the area, let it go for
And
itself.
they have done that in Detroit.
Yeah, they doing
There's
that.
an area in Detroit called Palmer Woods.
Yeah,
You familiar with
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Palmer Woods got a gate up there
Yeah.
to keep the have-nots out.
The have-nots.
Because
What's
crime was so bad.
Well, I'm saying though, so I'm saying now, it's not, you know, they cut the lights off in Detroit, in Highland Park, there's no lights.
That's true.
Go out of Detroit, go into Highland Park,
That's
there's
true.
no lights. They
That's
took the lights out of the ground. So the have-nots can't even see at night. They had to go.
They couldn't afford to pay the electric bill. That was the issue there.
But they said, but the city didn't pay the bill.
Right.
But on the corner, no lights.
It's like that now.
In Detroit, yeah, it is right now.
Yeah, right.
He's right.
So what I'm
about that.
saying is, if you keep feeding me inferior education, inferior food deserts in Chicago and Detroit, in most urban areas, food deserts, greasy type food, I get diabetes, heart attack. So they feed me to die. They ain't feed me to live. So they feed me low education, just ABC, and they don't realize technology. Like I say, my grandkids in one school, they get iPads at 6 years old, 5 years old.
They do.
Kids in some districts don't give them to 12 years old, to 12th grade. So now, their parents ain't got nothing to buy them. So what I'm saying is, that already show you what's going on. Right now, in education-wise, in 3rd grade, they find out if your kid going to survive.
That's true.
They take them out.
That's
they take
true.
one out.
That's a magic
That's true.
grade.
The
Magic
third
third.
grade.
Right.
If they said you're gonna go to prison, or
Yeah,
go to college.
so the prison
That's
holding, so they don't care how much chaos, how many people walk around, go to high school now, you see them half naked, walk around, they all do like zombies. We already know you ain't going, you get a degree in North Chicago, get a degree in Waukee, get a degree in Zion. They may go to Lake County College, but they apply, but they can't deal outside the neighborhood. So they end up dropping out after they get the money. After school get the money, schools keep getting the money, but they ain't going no more, because it's still association.
But we've got to turn the focus around. I mean,
How do we do it?
I've seen, as an educator, I'd have students come in, their mother's hair is all done,
Yeah.
the nails great, they're in the nail salon every other week,
Yeah.
they're getting their hair done every week, but the kids said they come to school hungry, and they want Title IX, Title I to feed them.
Yeah.
So my problem is, my mother, she didn't get her hair done every week, but she made sure we had food.
But she
Okay,
loved the kids.
she did love our
These
children.
kids have by accident.
Well then, but you know what? It may be an accident, but they're here. So we have got to change that philosophy. I'm telling you, it has to start at home. We cannot continue to blame white people and society for things we're not, just the basics. White people are not responsible for you not washing your kids' clothes and sending them to school dirty. White people are not responsible for not bathing your child.
I agree with you. I agree.
John
So-
Dewey saw us say this a long time ago. If we teach today as we taught yesterday,
Yes.
we rob our children of tomorrow.
Yeah. That's what you said a minute ago, why the kids ain't coming to church. Ain't nothing happening in church. They're hollering, hooping, they don't know what you're talking about. They ain't taking time to spend with them. Everybody trying to be their own self. If we become an individual, church has become a corporation. It's the money thing, money bank. All they ask you for money. And you see in the community, they ask the government to give them some money. Then they count on you going to work to give them some money. And everybody else walk around fine $2,000 dress on. So the black community, the black man killed the black pastors killed the black church. So no longer valuable because they got them twined with the politicians. The politicians tell them which way to go, which way to turn. They give them $2 for a program. Then when time the program, they run again. They say, I'm gonna cut that program if you don't vote for them. They gotta come back in line. And they have no more voice. So if your parents ain't got no voice, the leader ain't got no voice, the troops ain't got no voice.
That's what in Chicago is South.
Oh, Lake County too. Lake County.
So are we just doomed? Is it just over? Do we just throw in the towel?
No, it's not throwing time because it got to be a voice out of the wilderness, like me and other community activists who gonna keep the noise up. There's some people out there who tired of being tired, but the ones who in position now, you can't change them. You can't change it. The ones 40, 50 years, 60 years old, they ain't gonna vote, they ain't gonna do it. They're ready. But you got a chance with the few people under 20 years old, they got a chance because they seeing how society and they have a chance. But the ones of 40, 50 years, they ain't.
What about the GED? For just to give one example of many, hundreds probably. It's all on the computer now.
Oh, it's a joke. My students, these kids are so smart in this community. I teach in South Chicago. They told me this time it's a joke. They sit us in front of the computer.
Okay.
If somebody's at the end of the corner, the teacher's down there working on her Facebook or whatever, her phone, the kids take their phone and they just Google the answer. Now, what do they learn? They're literally Googling the answers to these computers that we spend all this money in this community to put these computers in these rooms to teach these kids.
Yeah.
They take away the teachers.
Yeah.
And the kids are just, they get the questions, they Google it, and they put the answer in. And then we say, wow, the kids are getting so smart.
Okay.
They haven't learned a thing. But they know how to work Google.
That's what the kids now can't. If you go in the store now, kids can add. I haven't worked for me. Trying to get in the ad with their mind. They get on their phone. They take the ad with their phone.
That's true.
They don't know how to count.
That's
They
true.
can't talk.
Okay.
That's
So
true.
we-
There's that third grade thing you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, so, they
Wow.
got on their phone. They add the numbers, do everything on their phone.
Frederick Douglass, again, I'm quoting you all these. Once you learn to read, you will be forever free.
Yeah.
Once you learn to read,
Well,
though.
most of them don't read now. People don't read. The way you kill anybody is put something right.
In a book. Put it in a book.
Put it in a book.
Then it's hidden. That's a joke they said about blacks, but the three of us here can show you that's not true because we read.
Okay.
But that is a problem that we need to work on and
But
reinforce with the parents.
But see now with this technology, you got to know technology. You can't get a job. If you don't go apply for a job, you got to apply online.
I speak about this all. Yes, right.
true.
That's
That's
right.
true.
Exactly.
Everything going
That's
to apply.
right.
You got to apply for college. You got to apply online.
That's
They
true.
never see you. We never
That's
see
true.
your comments. We never see nobody.
That's
Everything's
true.
online. You get your grades, your homework, everything come online.
true.
Everything
That's
come
true.
on computer. Anybody can do your homework
That's
at
true.
home. You get
That
homework. I
is
can
so
do it for
true.
you. And then when they come to school, hey, I passed. I don't know nothing.
Amen. That's the truth.
So we live in
That's
a
the
digital
God.
society.
You remember Creighton University years ago
Yeah.
when it's one African American got a degree. He couldn't read.
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. He came to Chicago.
Let him down.
He's one of many. One of many.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you also have a Michael Jordan who's very intelligent. Okay, you have like a Mel Farr, because I'm from Detroit. Mel Farr is big. Mel Farr is a master at NBA. You know, he owns several dealerships. He went back after football.
He married the lady for Ebony.
Yeah, Richards, Miss Rich. I may be messing up her name. Linda Rice Johnson, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Linda Johnson Rice, excuse me. But that's a very intelligent man. I mean, I can name some of the older athletes. Lynn Barney, another one. The ex-mayor of Detroit, Dave Bean.
But now,
Dave Bean, yeah.
Dave Bean.
But nowadays it's all about money. It's a big money thing. So
Just remember in Chicago, the McDonald's.
Don Thompson.
Don Thompson.
Don
He's
Thompson.
had McDonald's there.
Yeah, now he's CEO, president and CEO of McDonald's. So it's a black man, Burr Rich.
Now.
But he's in his like early 40s. I mean, Don Thompson's like 45.
It's popcorn. The McDonald's generation, they run through the factory of college. It's all running through.
You know what? I don't have any problem with these young kids working at McDonald's. I hear what you're saying, Pastor. But teach them to do what you said, to own the franchises. It is nothing wrong working at McDonald's. Work your way up. You can buy franchises. There's a black man in Lake Forest, black family. They own over 100 McDonald's, okay? Over 100 of them, individual franchises. I don't know if he has a degree, but I know he started in McDonald's working there.
Well, Willie Wilson, running for mayor in Chicago, he didn't have much education. He millionaire. Now one time he owned 10 McDonald's.
So see? So there's nothing wrong with it, but do what you say. Teach ownership, teach entrepreneurship. You're exactly right, sir.
In Israel, I sent email out, Miss Israel. Miss Israel was an African American.
Yeah.
Miss Israel's African American?
Yes.
How is that?
Didn't you get a?
I'm going to open
that.
that.
Did you get my email? Open it up. And I
get
sent
that.
it to many in the line. You should have got one too.
Was you send it today?
No, last week I think.
Okay, I'll open it up. Okay.
I'll send another one out. I want to make sure everyone see this because the public should know. You know what? It happened in President Obama's first term.
Okay. Is the president of NAACP white?
He could be though. You know, they have been in the past.
NAACP white, ain't he? Or Mexican, somebody.
Now?
Oh, you mean a national?
Yeah, national leader.
I don't know.
NAACP is white.
No, you're probably thinking about the past one. Yeah, not now.
I don't know. They don't do nothing, so I don't know what they do.
Well, that is a problem NAACP is having, is to find out their relevance right now.
Yeah, right.
With as much as going on, I haven't heard much from them, have you?
No.
And this is an issue
And
they
I
should
used to
be
be the
addressing.
top membership.
This is an issue
now I don't
they
even
need
know
to
what's
address.
going on.
And it's not just North Chicago's NAACP. I mean, across the country.
Okay.
I don't hear anything.
Well, it's colored people.
Well, we covered many
Fast hour.
many topics, you know. We didn't cover, I was hoping we could just touch on affordable health care. You know, we speak about the eating habits and eating diet, nutrition and so forth among us.
You want to close us out with that? Affordable health care? That's good.
Well, you know, that's good with affordable health care. A lady asked me this morning where she can get them insurance.
Okay. Go
Pardon
ahead.
me?
Ask me where she can get them insurance.
Ask you.
Yeah, ask me.
Obamacare.
Where she can get insurance. She needs insurance.
Where'd you tell her to go?
I look it up tomorrow. I got insurance.
But you do know we have affordable Obamacare now, supposedly for everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But how do I get it? How does she get it?
You can call on the internet, what you just said. Now, if she don't have that,
You got the source there.
the source is just go Google it. How do I get health care? It'll come up and tell you.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Why did so many Democrats go Republican to get
You ain't done nothing for her.
to get the Senate control, you know, for Republicans?
I was in the South the last month, and the South is controlled by Republicans.
Okay, right.
All Senate in the South is run by the Republicans.
The ones that need the services the most.
You can get a program. You don't own nothing. Shoot, they letting Hispanics now own stuff for you do. Got nothing coming.
This is.
We keep voting for them. You keep it the same thing. Crime, uneducated, no education. Keep voting the same way. And you say you keep doing the same thing all the time.
Get the same results.
You get the same result.
Okay.
So we're making a change. You're saying now we're all going to switch over. Well, you never know. Maybe something might be different.
Well, you mean Republicans don't believe in blacks?
Well, do you know of any?
Huh?
You're a Republican, right?
Yeah, I vote Republican.
Okay.
I ain't ashamed.
Well,
But it's not Democrat or Republican, really, right?
It's the have and have not.
Okay.
So the have and have not, and the people coming to America now are having. So they're not going to vote for people who are not doing nothing.
Republicans are supporting education. I'll give them that.
They're not
They are
coming to
supporting
America
education.
voting. They're not coming to America. They're putting their money where their mouth is. People come. They want, the president said tonight, we want people coming to America who doing something, and they doing something. They not voting Democrat. Y'all got to go to work. Got to go to work.
You got to go where your vote's going to count.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate this. We didn't even touch on hate crimes. Why we have so many hate crimes? That's another hour. So we had the immigration, the hate, and we talk about education, and
Choose y'all.
and boy, you came through like a champ.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right. So I really appreciate this.
Buddy over here.
And I have another friend of mine coming in right after this, Charles January Jr.
Oh, God.
He's coming in, and he's going to hold his own right after that. So we're trying to let our public know exactly why it's so important to get involved in community activities.
And the elder gets involved. Elder Brooks, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
y'all-
Okay.
Y'all helped me fire me back up. I was nice tonight.
You were very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Elder Willie Brooks, no Ken, community activist, not only Lake County, but nationwide, everywhere he's traveled. And he's bringing back information that we should know. We also have a co-host, and like I say, our ratings are going sky high with Tara Thomas. She's an educator. She taught at 5 years at Forsyth School. Did an outstanding job, and then she ended up at Daisy Resource Center. This has been Community Forum. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.
You did good, huh?